Vayne Aatrox bans here for Fnatic, so don't want Yellow Pete on Vayne, don't want Wicked on Aatrox. On the other side, Kennen taken away here, as well as the Twisted Fate from Peke.
I'm actually kind of surprised to see Twisted Fate banned as a second thing for EG when you still have Kassadin up. I mean, Twisted Fate's a pretty hard counter to Kassadin, so maybe EG wants to run that. But we do see like the Aatrox is going to be taken away from Wicked. That's one of his comfort champions. Yellow Pete did very well with his Vayne last game, so they don't want to play in that.
Well, Zach gone out there, as is the Shen as the final ban there. So as even though, you know, self-proclaimed Shen hater, he plays an incredible Shen with that. Just doesn't really enjoy playing it in the team. So that's not going to be in there anyway. And what are Fnatic going to go for here as their first choice?
Well, there's Thresh up. You mentioned Yellowstar a little bit earlier. Hasn't really impressed us too much with him, but it's a very strong champion to take it away from Krepo. There's also Kassadin, but you wouldn't necessarily pick that right off the bat. You also could potentially go for, I'm trying to think, Zach and Shen are taken away. What would Wicked play after that, especially with Aatrox gone? I mean, you have Malphite and you have Rumble, so maybe take one of those and you force him into a different position, or look at your junglers, maybe take that Jarvan out of Snoopy's hands.
Elise is also open, so
that is true. That
may end up being first choice here for Fnatic. They're running it right down to the end, and it's actually going to be the Jarvan here in the jungle. That's going to go for Cyanide, and EG are going to get their first picks. Malphite, as we said, one in Wicked's repertoire, also in Froggen's as well. We have seen Malphite in the mid lane from not particularly brilliant in the end, but
and Wicked's the one that actually plays it brilliant. I remember back in Tenerife, week 6, he was out farming everyone in the game on that Malphite, and you know how strong a Malphite can be in terms of just build tanky. You get a little bit of ability power, you can destroy a team. So if he does lock that in, I'm really curious to see what Soaz is going to counter him with if they do go head to head.
Well, let's see. That may end up being changed. But with the fact that Wicked's running that Summoner Teleport, I think it will end up being that Malphite anyway. What's the second choice? So Snoopy knows that he can't get his hands on the Jarvan here.
He's got Nasus as like kind of his next go-to champion.
They're going to go for Sona.
So they're going to leave that Thresh available for Yellowstar to pick up. But, I mean, why not pick Sona when Krepo had such a phenomenal game on her just now versus Gambit? Going to have that great crescendo come into team fights. Not to mention, a Malphite Sona combo is so strong because you can knock him up, then you have an easy crescendo to follow that right back up with. And if Froggen wants to, I'm not sure if he will, he could even run Orianna here.
Could run Orianna, and let's not forget that the likes of Zed is still in there.
Wow.
I think that EG will actually keep Froggen's pick till last here, or at least till Fnatic have picked
I think you're right.
The man for the middle there, so that they've got that opportunity, obviously, to get the counter pick for it. But really running the clock down, both of these teams, that just shows you that some of these bans might have thrown them off a little.
And also, one thing that's beneficial to letting the clock run out is you give your opponent less time to actually think about what they want to pick.
Yeah.
Instead of having, you know, to see it, then have that little bit, couple of extra seconds. But
now that would be an interesting choice here if they end up taking, and they will take this Nasus away. So that limits Snoopy's choices a little bit further here. We're going to see Kassadin locked in now already for Peke. So he's quite happy to have that Kassadin choice without, you know, knowing what Froggen may run in this one.
You know what I'm hoping to see? Jungle Malzahar. I think we're going to see it, but I would love to see that. That'd be really cool.
I'm not sure that now is the time for the Jungle Malzahar. Played two games of it already, though, obviously, back in the spring split already. Was he in the spring?
Yep.
It's been a long year, I'd say. Not just a long day. It's been a long year. He was in the spring split when he was doing his A to Z, brought it out one day, then actually brought it back again for a second time, which it did a lot better in Maokai's.
Sorry, that just it hit my head because that's available. I'm getting thrown off by these picks a little bit. So the Jarvan being picked, most likely going to be that top lane versus Malphite, which it technically works out pretty well because you don't need attack speed on Jarvan to do a lot of damage mixed in with his passive. The jungle Elise. I'm trying to think, has Snoopy ever played her? And I don't believe he has in LCS. And we've seen Elise go middle before, so this could be actually a very strong time for Snoopy to show that, you know, I've been working on this, and he can catch Fnatic so off guard with it.
Yeah, I mean, we saw Shaka in his first games running the Elise as well, which was decent for them as well. So we'll see how that one all works out. But Froggen leaving that last pick of his mid lane champion there. Or it could be that Elise that he's decided to go for. I have to wait for that fifth and final pick here from AG. But Fnatic right now needing an AD carry and support to come down. Quite curious to see that they've left that until 4th and 5th pick.
Yeah, and I was thinking, what would push you want to go with here? So,
Virus.
well, I mean, it kind of looks like it, but I was just thinking, he won't have an escape for a Malphite Ultimate. You know, Ezreal would be really nice because you can Arcane Shift it, but the way he builds Varus, if I remember correctly, he doesn't go attack speed. He goes for that what is the word I was looking for? Yeah, I remember Krepo gave it a name with the Bloodthirster Last Whisper combo. So he doesn't really need to build that attack speed. He builds like an Ayadra right after, so he's not too dependent on that, so Malphite won't be too effective against him. But I do like the Lulu pick, actually. Just like you said before, we've seen Krepo on it. We haven't seen it much lately at all. But that ability to save someone if they get caught, if Xpeke jumps in or Soaz jumps in, you can knock them all up and you can kind of stop their engage. And not to mention Lulu is really strong in lane. People really underestimate that.
So one question that we didn't really answer was Nasus and Jarvan in the same lineup here.
So we've seen, well, I think it's going to be Jarvan top lane because, well, I say that because we've only seen Nasus top once in EU LCS, I believe, and that was with Godbro back when he was with NIP in week number 2.
It was a beast, though.
One time. The second time he got destroyed when he was in that bottom lane, I remember, if I remember correctly. But yeah, I would definitely think he would have much better time in the jungle with that Nasus. But against a Malphite, you're not really worried about your life, so you could get a lot of free farm if you do want to switch that one up.
Oh, there was a last-second switch there from Krepo onto the Lissandra here. They were waiting with Zed, but they're going to go with Lissandra. Obviously, a very mobile champion herself. We'll see Froggen. Now, Peke running teleport is something that he's come with a lot more often recently. Don't think Froggen will really take that. I mean, Lissandra's mobility is pretty high anyway, but curiously, we see a teleport on both Soaz and Xpeke right now.
This is going to make split pushing very difficult. And I'm trying to think, with that Lissandra pick, a Nasus gank won't be effective, the way of locking her down. So it would most likely be Jarvan then. But Soaz looks like he wants to commit to that. And the double teleport is going to be really annoying for EG to deal with. They only have one person that can do that, which is Wicked on Malphite. And I'm trying to think, if we do get to that late game situation where Fnatic just shines with split pushing, is EG going to be able to handle it? Are they going to be able to react to this?
Well, they're going to have to, aren't they? This is the game, of course, if you're just joining us, for the 2nd place in the European LCS Summer Split. We have seen a last-second change, so it will be Soaz playing the Nasus in the top lane here for Fnatic. An interesting choice for him. Not a champion that we've seen Soaz running before here in the LCS, so what a time to bring it out.
Yeah, I think the reasoning I went with a little bit earlier makes sense here with the whole, if you run a Nasus jungle, that means you're pretty much giving away your mid lane. You're making it so Froggen will have free reign over it because you have no way of CCing, no way of locking him down, but the Jarvan's going to be able to apply that. And right now, see, I'm really excited to see Soaz on Nasus and Snoopy on Elise, right? I mean, we've never seen him on that before. Shaker might have been giving some tips because obviously he hasn't played during Super Week at all, but he's been there, you know, helping out quite a bit.
So loading into game then, you can see the concentration on both teams. Wicked in particular, very, very vocal here.
That's level 1 talk I think they're doing right now, where they want to come into the jungle. Remember, last game versus Gambit, they grouped up towards that top side of the map. They came in for their blue. Snoopy was able to outsmite Diamond and take that away, so maybe that is actually their plan yet again.
Well, we shall be finding out here in just a second as we approach the game. That means pretty much everything to both Fnatic and Evil Geniuses here. It's for the 2nd place in the Summer Split, for the bye, if you like, in the playoffs next week at Gamescom, but also the guaranteed spot as well in the next season here in the LCS. So there's a lot on the line. Jason, talk us through level 1.
Well, just looking at it, EG has a lot more control around the board. They have a lot more damage, I would say, as well, because of Xpeke. He's not going to be too effective with just one Force Pulse every couple of seconds. Or it's not Force Pulse, it's a Q. But I don't think it's about level 1 that's the importance. I think it's about that early game, as we are seeing EG actually go for an invade here. It's all about having a Nasus in that top lane against a Malphite. You have the opportunity for free farm, but he is very susceptible to ganks. And that is what we're going to see out of EG, I believe. I think they're going to definitely focus him down, especially when you have that that Elise jungle. But they are taking control of that red here, and are they going to stick around to kind of take it?
Well, they're going to stick around for now. They've got 2 very deep wards in on this bottom side. We can see that already Yellow Star has gone to the top side by that red buff of EG just to get that warded up. But if you look at the minimap, the entire team from Evil Geniuses has actually backed off here, and they want to secure their red buff.
They're going to go for a late blue invade here, but look at the ward coverage that Fnatic already has down. They're going to be spotted coming in there, and this is actually exactly what happened with Fnatic versus Gambit, where Fnatic put a ward down in that top lane, or the top river bush, saw Voidal coming around the corner with his Zyra, and just blew him up for that first blood, and actually it looks like they're just going to secure the red. So they're not exactly sure where Fnac's going to go. I'm a little overexcited there.
Yeah. And Cyanide going to be on his own red here, and obviously taking things very, very cautiously as they go through, checking each brush as they go. And in the end, they'll see, oh wow, EG all backed off. They're all in that top side of the map now. So Cyanide all good on his blue, on his red, but his decision now is, do I go to my blue or do I wait and see where he's actually going to be heading from that one?
I think the latter of the two is definitely the decision going to be made here, and both junglers are going to see exactly where they're going. Keep in mind, EG knew, actually both teams knew where the AD carry support lanes were going, because they wanted to pretty much gang up onto SOAS, stop him from being able to farm well, and then allow that to kind of snowball throughout the game. But Fnatic, they reversed it. They saw that. They said sent their AD carry support top lane, and because of that, they're actually going to be behind a little bit, and that should give an early level advantage to EG.
Well, Snoopy is going to be having this blue buff away here, and he used that smite to get rid of that. Cyanide already done the same here, so lane's a little bit reversed, I guess we can say. The duo lanes from both sides in the top lane, and the solo laners down bottom from this one.
Yeah, so looking at how this is going to go, so you have sustain with the Sona Caitlyn lane, you have that range, but you also have an extremely good slow out of Glitter Lance on Lulu if we do see Cyanide come around for a gank. Snoopy actually, nice job by him. He's going to go for a little bit of counter ganking, or counter jungling here, but Cyanide will be coming in from the side, and is he going to be able to stop this?
No, he's not. At least the big Wraith, that's going to go away, and Snoopy says thank you very much. You can take the small ones if you like. And that'll be him leaving from that one. He's seen Snoopy actually headed back towards this mid lane and probably going to try and get rid of that flash here on Peke. Actually, Peke nicely dodging there on the cocoon. Froggen actually gone decently low from that as well. There's the recall home, and are they gonna switch here again?
They're gonna go bottom. They're gonna let Wicked teleport top lane so he doesn't miss out on anything. And we heard actually Krepo talking to us about this, that if you are forced to lane swap like this, you're gonna miss out on so much. The team that's actually making it happen misses out. But then again, with the way the lanes are pushed, I think Fnatic might miss out a little bit more. And so as unfortunately trying to get as much Q leveling as he can under that turret. And how's this going to work out? Are Fnatic going to reverse it as well? Are they going to push that top lane and come down bottom? And it looks like that's going to happen. So we're not going to see that much CS. We're not going to see very high levels come out of these top and bottom laners.
Well, that could make for interesting times as we go forward. So as happy to leave here at level 4. We can see that Lulu's already headed from the base out towards this bottom lane as we get a small pause.
If they can take advantage of the situation they're currently in, go for that second place, get that guaranteed spot in Season 4, and get that bye round in the first week of playoffs, or the first round of playoffs.
So here we go then. We are back in game. Seems like Krepo is all fixed. He's just having a bit of a move around to make sure that everything is running smoothly. Yellow Star, as we said, moving with Pushu into this bottom lane. They want this 2v2, or more importantly, they want the 1v1 for SOAS in the top lane.
Yeah, definitely. They want to make sure that SOAS can farm, because Anazis, who doesn't, pretty useless. Definitely going to say, he wants to definitely stack up that Q. He's currently at plus 33, so not bad so far. And I don't know about you, Joe, but I'm trying to think, how long will this game last? I mean, we saw actually a gank come in middle.
Yeah, Froggen going very, very low from this one. When we see that Jarvan coming in, flashes away. Snoopy down to half HP, but he should be able to walk away from this one. Throws the volatile Spiderling out and just about getting in there in time, but Froggen's used his flash, used his ignite. That's going to leave him vulnerable now in this mid lane.
And Sana, he does have his flash down as well, so I think Fnatic probably came out the better of the two right there because of having that ability for Xpeke not have to worry about a flash coming on top of him. Maybe we'll do a little bit more harass. But I was trying to actually ask you a question was, you know, we just saw EG versus Gambit. It was an explosive game. So many kills coming down. To me, I personally feel like we're going to see a much slower game because what's at stake.
Yeah, I think so. If out of all the tiebreaker games, we had to pick one that would go the longest, I'd probably say this one because it is the deciding match for that second spot. But look at this. Just as we're talking about how slow it could go, 6 minutes in on the dot, we are going to see Evil Geniuses headed towards the Dragon. It's going to be a 4-man team right now. Wicked did use his teleport to get down here. Yellow Star going to try and steal with the Glitter Lance. There was a piercing arrow, but smited away. Nice early pick up there for EG.
And Wicked, he actually teleported down to come make that happen. So great job by him to do that. He's actually going to return to bottom lane and we're going to see Yellow Pete and Crepo go top lane against SOAS. But in these lane swaps, currently SOAS is coming out ahead in CS right now, as well as Yellow Pete on his side.
Yeah, SOAS, funnily enough, he gets a bit more time completely alone through these swaps.
Look what they're doing. They actually sent Yellow Pete Crepo middle.
Yeah.
So will Frogging go in this 1v2 or in this 1v1 in the end? Because he can do a fantastic job of keeping SOAS away from that farm as well.
Well, it looks like it. Although, with Malphite in the top lane, I don't actually see him swapping away from that. I think he'll just go straight back to this top lane. Yeah, he is going straight back up there, and that's probably his ideal matchup right now, not against Lissandra. And not against the two. He wants to go up against the Malphite to make sure that he is harassed a lot less and he can keep queuing away to victory, basically. He's just picked up Negatron Cloak and a Ruby Crystal, so he's going to have plenty of defense, let's say, in that lane to not really be feeling too much pain. Also, against Elise, nice to have that magic resist as well.
Yeah, and I think the big thing for him, though, is the cooldown reduction he's going to get off the Spirit Visage, which I think is the item he's going to go for. Because obviously you can't stack your Q, or you can only stack your Q as fast as you possibly can without cooldown reduction. So it's going to help him facilitate that a little bit. Not to mention the healing you get off of your passive with that 14% lifesteal. And also, I mean, it makes your ultimate up a lot quicker.
So now we have the 2v2s in this middle lane. The 1v1 is down bottom, and that will be Kassadin versus Lissandra. Now Lissandra actually headed up towards the top side, so there's a lot of switcheroos going in this one. Is Yellowstar going to face check in? Where's the cocoon? There's the cocoon. Yellowstar waited for it and flashed away. Brilliant. And flashed the unstoppable force.
Fantastic. And we see Frogging going on Yellowstar.
Yeah, Yellowstar's dead. There's nothing to be said more about that one. We will see a teleport coming down. Snoopy actually flashing towards the backside from this one. There's Cyanide coming in from the side, and Snoopy's a dead man here as well. And that's going to give SOAS a kill from that. And it might not be over just yet. Chasing in towards Wicked. There is the Cataclysm. Flash away, though, from Wicked. And now they move towards Yellow Pete. There's a Chain of Corruption. Yellow Pete's going down. SOAS will get that one. That's two in just a matter of 20 seconds there for them. Froggen trying to claw away, but SOAS dives on him as well. Peke, one more hit will do it, and he gets that one more hit. Wicked going low. Pushu's tanking the turret. He's going to have to use the barrier, and there is Peke. Dives under the turret. He's dead to that in the end, but Crepo got that kill back. A mess, a massive, messy fight in the middle, and it will end with a 4-for-1 in the end.
Yep, that was actually a great job by Fnatic
4-for-2 because Yellowstar died.
Oh, yeah, he did. Okay, sorry about that. So, a great job at them overall, just to realize that EG, they were going for that 5-man gank middle. Like, we saw Wicked come down from the top lane, we saw Froggen come up from the bottom lane, and they really wanted to focus on that, make a big play happen, but unfortunately for them, they got punished from it, losing 4 members, losing the red buff from Snoopy over to, I believe that was SOAS, and they got completely countered there, and that's a great start for Fnatic.
And the thing is, Yellowstar contributed so heavily, I think, to that fight there. The fact that he was able to flash away from the unstoppable force and basically made it a complete waste. And then they didn't have it for when the actual team fight went down. That was a big win there for Evil Genie, for Fnatic. And they find themselves 4-2 up. They're tied in gold, but that's because EG got that earlier dragon. So where are we going to see these lanes all go into now? It looks like we might have Kassadin versus Malphite for now in the bottom lane. SOAS is once again headed up top, and Wicked can't deal with Expeke at this point.
Yeah, and if Expeke has the mana, which he will with that tier, with the Kyla stacking up, it's going to be definitely hard for him to deal with the harass. And look where all the kills went after that fight. We saw 2 go to SOAS. Yeah. He got 2 assists, so he's a part of every kill. You saw 2 kills go for Expeke. He got 1 assist, so he wasn't a part of every kill. But you saw Cyanide pick up 4 assists. You saw Pushu pick up 4 assists. They just got so much gold income across the board. And yet, they're still down currently.
Oh, they're going for it here. Unstoppable Force comes in. Oh, and they've piled everything on Pushu and Yellowstar. This should be 2 men going down. Snoopy going to dive into the back. He needs 1 more hit. We'll find that as well. Over the other side, Crepo taking a lot of damage. They're underneath the towers here. They need to get out. Luckily for them, it's Wicked that's actually tanking that one. But Yellow Pete, he's going to fall down. Wicked now up against 2. They need to be careful. Finally, Snoopy makes a loop around the side, but another insane engage. But SOAS has come down. Snoopy stops because he knows he's not escaping that one.
Joe, I think we were wrong. I think we're going to see a quicker game. I expected it to be so much longer.
You lied to me, Jason. You said this was going to be all boring, but it's not.
I didn't say boring. I said longer.
Yeah, that's what you were talking about. But we all know it. But Yeah, it's turned out to be absolutely fantastic, and this whole switching that we've had going on, I think has really contributed to that as well.
Yeah, quite a bit. And also countering the aggression that Evo Geniuses are trying to make happen. And now they got 2 back-to-back 4 kills for Fnatic. And now we see soaz, he picked up another one. We see Xpeke picked up another one. And Sanai was able to get 2 here. So now we have a jungler that's 2-0-6. It's going to be really hard to deal with. Wicked going to be teleporting in just to save the turret.
Yeah, not going to be scared of him with that unstoppable force down, but that combo from EG, unstoppable force, and then we saw the ultimates from both Crepo and from Froggen coming in, and they were all piled on top of those two. Pusher and Yellowstar really unable to do anything with that. Although the damage from them all is not super intense at this stage of things, obviously with the items that they've got in there. We saw that Yellowstar was actually able to walk away from them. Snoopy had to chase them then under that turret. But that, funnily enough, leaves Snoopy at 3-2-0 right now. Up at level 7 to the level 8 of Cyanide, but it's soaz that really worries me from EG's side of things, at least, because he's farming like a beast now in this top lane. He's 3-0-2. This should be a dragon, though, for EG. Jungler's behind, though. Cyanide actually coming over, but he's missed the smite and has to flash out.
Good try by Sunner right there, but yeah, I did obviously commit that that flash, unfortunately, but you're definitely right about soaz. He's sitting at 34% cooldown reduction right now with that blue buff, with the Kindle Gem on him, and he is just spamming this Q left and right. I want to inform you exactly what his Q is at right now. It's at plus 183, so it's gone up a lot since we last checked on it, and he is really going to hurt. He's going to be so tanky, really hard to deal with, and the thing is, if he gets the Iceborne Gauntlets...
He's got like 2-second cooldown on his Q.
And he pretty much lasted every CS with that. But if he gets the Iceborne Gauntlets and he keeps at this pace, he will 1v1 Yellow P easily.
Look at that. Absolutely racking them up here. Interested to see when he hits the turret. That's where you really see how fondness is.
I don't think EG wants to see that.
Oh, that is not good news for us. 2 seconds on your Q when you can hit the turret like that. It's Yellowstar here. Got a wild growth himself, but it's a 3 versus 2. Oh, not now. Cyanide's here. And actually, soaz has teleported down as well. Pusher was going to pick up the kill on Crepo. They can have a turret here.
I believe, yeah, Peke actually tried teleporting down as well, but Wicked did interrupt him with his unstoppable force. But in the end, it doesn't really matter too much. Fnatic are going to, they're going to get the turret down for this.
Oh, they're not. They're diving. They want to go for Snoopy and Yellow Pete. That didn't quite work out as intended. But let's have a look here. So the sound of it as well is quite frightening, I often find. Look at that. Takes a massive chunk out of the tower. And that is going to be finished off here in just a second. So nice move coming out off Fnatic. So I was just waiting. There we go. Q. Do you get an extra bit in your Q if you kill a tower with it? Riftness. You can make a brand new episode just from that.
I don't believe so.
Okay. Makes sense, I suppose.
Actually, maybe it works because we saw Snoopy actually kill a lot of wards with it. I'm not sure. I don't know. Maybe Quickshot can fill me in with that. But wow, just I mean, so as the thing is, you already saw what his Q did to the turret. He has a Sheen now, so he's only going to get stronger. He has teleport, and that's what really worries me, Joe. I mean, he's already strong right now, but the ability for him to split push is far greater than Xpeke doing it. Because yeah, Xpeke could do it, but it's a Kassadin. With the changes in 3.8, I believe, actually might even been a little bit earlier, actually it was way earlier than that, the W no longer gets extra damage onto the turrets, so he's a lot slower at doing that. But soaz, if he split pushes by himself, if he becomes so tanky that no one on EG can 1v1 him, those turrets aren't going to stand a chance.
Yeah, indeed. And got that Spirit Visage in there as well, so nice magic resist coming out. Cooldown reduction in there as well. All good. Brilliant stuff on that front of things. Credit to Wicked, though. He's actually kept up in the CS on that. Despite dying the one time, got 4 assists up until now. He's got his Sunfire Cape already in there and done. Right now, Froggen going to be taking away the blue buff. He's almost got that Zhonya's Hourglass finished. On the other side, Peke, Rod of Age is already starting to build up.
One thing that does worry me right now is the potential for an early Baron out of Fnatic. So, okay, so it's going to take a while to explain this. So we saw a lot of lane swaps earlier on in this game, which means soaz isn't the level he should be at this point in the game. I mean, he's level 11, it's not bad, but he hasn't been able to like surpass Cyanide that far. So I think with that Spirit Visage, with a blue buff, he should be able to do Baron very quickly with Cyanide. And that's something EG has to watch out for, because a very early Baron for Fnatic can give them such a strong advantage to kind of push lanes and to push for turrets.
So We're actually seeing here Froggen and Snoopy going to try and push down for this bottom tower. Fnatic going for the mid, and only Crepo is there to defend it. They've got Soaz actually hammering away on the top tower as well, so this could actually be a 2-for-1 in towers, and will be, as we do see Soaz take down top in the bottom left-hand corner of your screen. You just saw EG taking down the bottom outer turret as well. So just like that, pretty much the entirety of the outer turrets just went down. There's only one left on the entire map, and that is EG's top outer.
Yeah, so Fnatic coming out Fnatic coming out ahead right there with those 2 turrets. And Joe, for like the past 30 seconds to a minute, I've been watching Soaz just farm because it's so entrancing. Just to see him queue things over and over again with that cooldown reduction. And you see him 113 CS, speeding out Wicked. He's actually really close to Yellow Pete in terms of CS, but you just saw it there. Yellow Pete can't do that much damage to him yet. He went for the Bloodthirster, so he's going to be a little bit... Well, he's not going to have as much damage, obviously, without that Infinity Edge. And EG, they're warding up, and they need some sort of answer to Soaz. 3-0-3 now, 114 CS, 17 minutes in. And right now, no one at EG can 1v1 him. They need multiple people, and even at that point, I think he still probably could escape.
Yeah, that's the scary thing about him right now as well, that he is going to be pretty damn tanky. Got the flash and that teleport, so now in certain cases we'll be able to just escape from this one, as Peke just waiting off to the side. Do they have the vision there? Not really, down on that bottom, but there's a 4-man push from EG coming to this top lane, and there's a 4-man counter-attack set up there from Fnatic, but Wicked, he's come around the back. He wanted to get involved there for the dive, and he got a little bit more than he was bargaining for in that tri-bush.
Unfortunately, he does lose that flash, but he keeps his ultimate available right now, so great response by Fnatic there to make sure to defend that turret. And Joe, I was just starting to think about, when these team fights break out, there's something that Fnatic has that EG can't really deal with. If Fnatic can survive that initial burst out of EG, is that they have a lot of slows. They have a lot of control. So you have the Wither, you have the Glitterlance, you have the Chain of Corruption, you have Xpeke slow with his E. So EG's gonna have a really hard time chasing. So they're dependent on this burst combo with the Malphite, with the Lissandra, with the Sona to kill them. And if they don't get it in that small window, then Fnatic should be able to turn these fights around, especially when you have a Lulu. I mean, if you try to burst one person, bam, extra 400 health on them.
Yeah, dangerous stuff. The Dragon is there, and there's pink wards down pretty much all over the place. Crepo was like, I just wanted one more shot.
The ward disappeared.
And the ward's gone. Yeah.
It's like, come
on. Sad face.
Yeah.
I think Fnatic defended that there. Good, successful, small, tiny amount of gold kept away from Crepo there. But if you look at EG's wards, they're actually really impressive. Almost the entire halfway point of the map, from top to bottom, is pretty much warded all the way through.
I'm trying to count them all right now. There's like 9 wards down for them. Wow, and considering how early it is, the money investment into that is just ridiculous. But they have been able to pick up 2 dragons. They're going for their 3rd here. And we do see a teleport coming in from Soaz.
Yeah, going to be coming straight down there, as is Wicked. So this fight is...
Wait, Peke is behind him, though.
Is going to come up at some point, because Peke is behind him. There they go. They're in onto Crepo. Great crescendo. Wild Growth goes down as well, though. They're on Yellow Pete here at the back. Cyanide doing a good job of that. Peke goes onto him as well. Froggen going super low. He's going to be finished off here by a simple Q to the face. Another double kill coming down from Soaz. Snoopy's finished off. That is 3 men down for 1 currently, and they're still not done. Peke is going to chase. Or not. He just decided against that after the flash came down from Yellow Pete. They're happy to turn around, go for the Dragon, but another 2 kills for Soaz.
Yeah, exactly. And the thing was, I just talked about this. If EG can't land their whole combo down onto the people they want to kill, they're going to lose the fights. And we saw Fnatic survive it. You saw the Kushana come down to 3 or 4 people, which was good. It worked out. But then you saw the Malphite ultimate come out onto Peke to kind of lock him down. But Peke flashed it. Sana got hit by it, but that's not a big deal. And then you even saw the ultimate come out of Caitlyn onto, I think it was Push You. But Yellowstar flashed in front of it to eat the damage, actually just onto Peke, to eat the damage just so they can keep pushing back. And this is a really hard point for EG to come back with, but I think back to the game versus Gambit. They were behind more than this, and they were able to do it then. They could probably do it now.
No, Iceborne Gauntlet is done now for Soaz.
That's scary.
Try and get away from that queue if you like. And Crepo here, a little bit alone. And Fnatic wisely there, not following up. That's usually a, oh, we can get that. That's a free kill for us there, but usually there's someone going to be behind him when he's all alone like that. So they decide not to chase him too far. Snoopy was in there as well. And pretty much the entire EG team out of Froggen, who's down in that bottom lane split pushing right now, is up by this blue buff.
And I love how EG's trying to contest it, trying to keep it away from Xpeke here, but it looks like Fnatic will be able to take it here with that pink ward. And Joe's checking out Soaz's Q again. First time I checked it out, it was like 80. Second time I checked it out, it doubled. Third time I checked it out, it doubled again. He's up to 345 on his Q right now.
That's a lot.
That gets added in with the Sheen. Like, it gets 125% extra, so he hurts.
Yeah, a ton of damage with that there. And he's just going to keep doing that as well. You see Pushu there, down in this bottom lane, might be in trouble now because there are a few guys coming in. There is Froggen coming out. Ultimate goes in there, and you're not escaping this one, Pushu, I'm afraid. But he's actually held in Yellow Pete there under the turret, and Peke is going to come down for it. Will he have the damage here to finish off Froggen as well? There's the lockdown, but Froggen actually gonna use up there. Zonya Snoopy's coming in from the side, but he's a dead man. Double kill here for Peke, and they're not done. Cataclysm will drop down. Snoopy now the focus of attack. He's gonna repel actually to the other side there, to the golems, but it's easier said than done to outrun a Kassadin here who's just gonna stick to you constantly. You can do that all you like. Peke just gonna rift walk straight back on top of his face, and that's another kill for Fnatic, and another one for Peke. 7-1-4.
I was just going to say, Soaz is scary, but Peke has even better score right now. And we've seen how strong his Kassadin can be. And this is what Fnatic's been doing phenomenally well versus Evil Geniuses, is that every time EG gets aggressive and makes a play on a certain lane, Fnatic responds so well and are able to pick up more kills than EG can put out. And now we're going to see Froggen, unfortunately, lose that blue buff here.
So, I mean, the thing is, we've already seen once today why Peke shouldn't have Kassadin against Gambit. Really, really strong he was with that one, and he's doing it again here as well. 7-1-4, as you said, up to almost 200 CS. And look at the AD carries on the other side. None of them got really big kills, and the gold is it's about 10. There's about 10 gold difference between the two of them there, so it really shows how close it is on the AD carry front. But you've got to be able to deal with this Peke somehow.
And what the thing is that there's so many targets now that they need to kill.
He's just picked up a death cap, by the way.
Well, you know, why not? But so EG has so many targets they need to kill now. There's 3 high priority targets. And the thing is, those 3 high priority targets are most likely never going to be at the same place at the same time in terms of where they're standing. So you're never going to get a really effective Malphite ultimate off onto them. And that means that your whole combo kind of falls astray. Like, there's no synergy with it when you can't hit those targets. And right now, Fnatic are playing this perfectly well. I mean, they've been trying to actually EG's been trying to skirmish, trying to pick up a kill here or there, but every time that happens, Fnatic responds, picks up another couple of kills. I'm getting really afraid that if you look where all EG, they're all on Snoopy. He's got 4. You see 1 on Yellow Pete, you see 1 on Crepo, and yeah, that Zonya's hourglass thing is awesome.
Froggen is glowing. He's the chosen one.
He's fantastic.
He's the chosen one. So yeah, obviously he does have that Zonya's here ready to go.
You can hear when he's coming.
Luckily they can't hear him. He's like an ambulance driving in the distance. You always hear him wherever he's going. But yeah, obviously the players can't hear that. So right now, Yellow Star, look how many wards he's just put down there. He's like, wow.
Oh, they're punishing EG.
I am just going to put them down, and Fnatic are going to try and close them off here. Wicked actually going to meet Peke face on from this. Obviously not the target that EG really, the Fnatic really want from that one, but they could just go middle here. There's no way that they can cut through the jungle safely.
Exactly, EG's in a terrible position. In fact, took this situation and been able to push a turret down. You saw how fast drops with just 1 Q from Soaz. Wow.
Pretty ridiculous. There is a crescendo. They're throwing everything at Xpeke. He's not dead though. After all that, the man is still alive, and he's still somehow picked up a kill. Snoopy gonna chase down. There's the ultimate out of Pushu. They're driving away the tanks from this one. Wicked can't get involved. Pushu gets that kill. There is Peke just playing around with Snoopy in the jungle, and that will be a double kill coming out for Varus as well. And overall, a 4 for nothing in favor of Fnatic.
And right now, we're actually going to see a surrender come out at Evil Geniuses. So Fnatic, they're going to come out with the victory.
Solid playing Fnatic. They are number 2 here in the summer split of the European LCS. And, well, I wasn't expecting a surrender, I have to say. I thought Evil Genius might try and stay into that one, but it's been a long day here, and obviously these guys know when a game is not going to be turned around, especially a team like EG who have turned so many around themselves. And, you know, not the happiest of endings to it for them because, well, it's not over by now. That's probably the key point to this one. They will now drop down to the Deciders game, where they'll play the winner of the Losers game. Remember that bracket thing that we've got going on. Of course, that is Gambit versus Ninjas in Pajamas. So the winner of that one will play against Evil Geniuses, and that will be for 3rd position. So that will be the team that plays, the winner of that ending is against the team that plays alternate. 3rd versus 6th, 4th versus 5th.
EG plays alternate because they lost. So they're 3rd.
That's what I said. 3rd place, 1st place, 6th place.
I'm confused.
4th place. 5th place. I've got it all stored up here, and you can find it over at lollysports.com as well, and all over the internet. Everyone knows Jason, apart from you, apparently. But overall, we'll move on from that one quickly enough. Forever alone, not knowing how the brackets work. But yeah, a surrender vote in the end, and I can't blame EG.
Yeah.
Fnatic were far too far ahead. We saw how quickly the turrets went down there to SOAS. I think 4 hits maybe with his Q as a turret at that point. Peke was just destroying them. In that fight, they threw absolutely everything. Crescendo, ace in the hole, unstoppable force, literally everything.
Sandra ultimate.
Yeah, literally everything went on him, and he still didn't die, and he still jumped back in the fight to be able to pick up kills. So overall, Fnatic looked unstoppable there, and they claim that 2nd position. So congratulations to them. We're going to head over to Demon and Quickshot to break down the game.
Thank you very much, Joe. And well, there it is. Fnatic now in 2nd place. They've had an absolute rubbish Super Week, yet they got 2nd place.
To be very fair, and you were mentioning this backstage, they did go 0-3. And I was like, they haven't played particularly well. They struggled against MYM. They put on a hell of a fight against Gambit. And now in the tiebreaker, playoff bracket, whatever you want to call it, when it counts, they've managed to rack up the wins. And they did it in style now against Evil Geniuses.
Yeah, well, Peke was allowed Kassadin.
And they also played a little bit unconventional. Not only did he get Kassadin, they had a Nasus top lane who just bossed. I mean, SOAS played a very safe game. He was farming ridiculously well. And that siphoning strike, there were so many times, it was basically chunking like 10 to 15% of towers on a 2.5-second cooldown.
Yeah, absolutely destroyed him. But EG started off well, and then they tried to almost do what they did against Gambit. They just tried to take the chaos to them, but Fnatic responded so much better.
Yeah, one of the things that EG kept doing throughout the game was overcommitting to fights and overdiving. You know, I think back to the mid lane engagement where they layered all of their crowd control perfectly, but they were between 2 towers. So it just allowed Fnatic to teleport in, surround them. They had so much time and so much distance to get out safely, and they just simply couldn't do it. And they did it time and time again. Bottom lane, similar thing happened. Trying to get out, got caught in the jungle. And I just feel that because of the comp they were playing and because of the length of the day, it may have rushed the decision-making in that match.
Yeah, of course, because they just literally came straight off the back of playing against Gambit, straight in towards the next match.
Yeah.
So, coming up next is also going to be Ninjas in Pajamas versus Gambit. Who do you think EG would want out of those two?
I would say Gambit because they've already beaten them.
Yeah.
So I think in terms of the head-to-head and in terms of the performances that we've been seeing, EG would prefer that matchup to go through. But it is still a long way away. We still have to get through that game. And remember that NIP, they've been a little hit and miss. They didn't exactly do well in the first tiebreaker game, but we'll have to see what they can pull out for this one.
Well, we're going to get to have a word with one of the men himself from Evil Geniuses. It will be Snoopy alongside Shox.
Thank you very much, D-Man. Snoopy, going into that game, it was a really hard one for you because they kind of shut down all your jungler turrets that you normally go for. You couldn't go for Nasus, you couldn't go for Jarvan, you couldn't go for Zac, and Shen was banned. So then an Elise pick, which is not something that is so comfortable for you, I can imagine. So how did you go about picking Elise?
Yeah, I'd definitely say I'm less comfortable on Elise than the other 4 champions, but when they put four bans against you, like that says something at least, so I'm kind of happy with that. I think I had a decent game in Elise, could have played a little bit better, but it was something unexpected. We didn't expect them to do the top lane Nasus, and it's like they strategized a little bit better than us. We didn't have that much time to prepare, and they strategized a bit better than us in this one.
Yeah, tell us a little bit about the game itself then. Once in there, we know that Nasus really didn't want to go up against a 2 versus 1 lane, and they kept switching around. How did that influence your game?
Essentially, like, Nasus gets a lot of free farm against the Malphite, and we basically wanted to stop that at all costs. We wanted to make plays with our Malphite TP and then just try and initiate team fights as much as possible early on as we could. And we tried that and we had some success, but it just became too much of a problem when Cassidy got a couple of free kills, and once he started snowballing and then Nasus was just free farmed. Like, the Varus was really far behind actually this game, and I thought like if we can just focus the Cassidy, we might be able to turn this game back, and that's why we hung on for as long as we did. And you might think it was like an early surrender, but we tried everything. We tried to force as many team fights as possible and try and shut down the Cassidy, but we tried our best. We couldn't do anymore.
Yeah, you guys decided to surrender for that. Tell me a little bit about the emotional roller coaster that has been this weekend for you guys. Great wins and then in this tiebreaker and then a fantastic win against Gambit and now this. So what's the mindset here? Because you still have to play or NIP or Gambit.
Yeah, it's kind of insane that we still are going to be up for at least another 2 hours, at very least. It's been a pretty tough weekend. I'm happy overall with our performance. I think we could have done a little bit better, but overall, coming off the last couple of weeks and how we've been performing recently going into playoffs, I'm quite confident with our chances. Okay, good feeling going into Gamescom. Thank you very much. All right, going into a short break once again, but when we come back, we're going to see our 4th match of the second to 5th place tiebreaker. The losers